right. Well, we should be live now. This is Bill's game tonight. So, Bill, I'm just going to let you take it from here. Introduce the game.
Hey, everybody. I'm Bill. This is Eldritch Hack. It is a rules light horror RPG written by Dan Masters, aka Professor Dungeon Master of Dungeon Craft. It's pretty simple, and this adventure is adapted from a Trail of Cthulhu adventure called RMS Titanic, the Millionaire's Special. So that's who we are. I guess we could introduce each other and our characters tonight. Bert, what do you got going on tonight?
My first character is Mr. Rollins Rourke, an entertainer of stage and screen. Most recently down on his luck a little bit, resting on his sizable bank account to get him through until his next appearance. Opposite him is Maximilian Severance, who is an explorer and big game hunter. Last episode, tired of the expensive French menu, simply got a big steak and this is cooking it on the deck of the Titanic on his own coal-fired little hibachi.
Nice. Okay, and Kelly, who are you playing tonight?
Hello, I'm playing Chandler Turner, who is a younger professional football player. New money, making a lot of money doing what he does. Probably been hit on the head a few times. He doesn't always say the right things, but he generally means well. So, and I created a second character, but the second character never showed up last session, so we'll just leave the second character in their cabin for now, and they can emerge when something needs their attention.
Got you. On the off chance that you might get injured or something.
Yeah, totally. I could, hurt my toe or something and need to.
You'll probably be fine. I mean, it's not like the ship is going to sink or anything.
No. Hey, this is an unsinkable ship. That was in the brochure.
Unsinkable. That was the press. The press doesn't lie.
Totally.
Yep. And Andrew, who are we playing tonight?
I am playing Gary Stein, a well-known author of a mix between horror and adventure. And he got on from Ireland studying fairies, and now he's messing around with you guys.
Okay. So, who can give us a... that would be awesome if somebody put in, good or bad things to happen. I wonder which I would pick.
I wonder.
Who can give us a quick recap of the game last time?
Well, we're on the Titanic. I'm sorry, somebody else started speaking. Why don't you?
You go ahead.
Okay. Well, we all were, for some reason, invited to a private little showing of a mummy and a device that was brought aboard the Titanic. We find out the mummy was probably acquired not all together legally. But there was also a machine attached. The machine supposedly allows the creator to speak with the dead. Shenanigans happened. We saw a mirrored reflection of some woman. At least one of us saw it. I think only Andrew's character saw it. Right?
Yeah, that was Gary that saw it. Yeah. I believe it's Hatunaway, the priestess.
Hatunaway, right. All the rest of us know is that, she was a good-looking gal. That's all we know. Anyone want to pick up from there?
Well, I think there was some shadow or misty creature, smoky creature, appeared to us on the deck. And we tried to fight it, and it didn't go so well because it wasn't very solid. And I think that's where we left it, wasn't it? Or there's a cliffhanger where we left it, right?
Or no, it was after the thing left. Yeah. Also, we were talking with the wife of one of the people that was killed in the excavation, Jacqueline. Jacqueline Martin, a French woman.
Yes.
Who wants us to throw it off overboard.
Yes, and now, do I remember something about an upcoming seance, or did that already happen?
Yes. Yes, that's where we ended. We were invited to a seance.
Yes. Right. So, you were invited to a seance, and I believe you've got the seance isn't going to be until the next evening, if I remember correctly. That will be on the 14th of April. Are you guys gonna do? Anybody want to do anything else before you you hit the sack for the night, or stuff going on? Again, the ship is going along smoothly. It's one of the most luxurious rides any of you have ever taken.
I think we were pretty shooken up last time. So
Yeah.
Rollins is having some drinks to
Wow.
steady his nerves and to hobnob with polite society, hopefully to find a director of an upcoming
Yeah.
movie.
Gary's gonna. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All right. Gary's gonna look after Chandler, and he believes he'll take the cat that he found in his room and take it to Chandler's room to make sure he's protected with the cat energy.
Okay.
Cats are so fluffy.
Okay. Let's see. Rollins, where are you drinking? Are you? I mean, you've got access to basically all of the drinking establishments on the boat since you're a first-class passenger.
Right. Well, directors would hang out in the first class lounges. So I'm going to start there. And then if my luck is not good, we'll move down to where the interesting drinkers are.
Okay. Okay.
We've already met a whole bunch of second-class people. Remember, we were down in like one of their lunchrooms or their.
Never eat
Restaurants.
second class burger. That's what we came away with that.
That
from.
is true. It did
Never
not.
eat a second-class burger, huh?
Yeah.
So no McDonald's for you guys.
No.
All right. So okay. So you're up in the in one of the saloons late night. There are several several people you recognize. John Jacob Astor is there. Caledon Hockley is there. Several other prominent people. Where the hell? How can I start a game and not have my dice out? Come on.
Because it's all digital now, Bill.
It's just ridiculous. All right. So I don't know. High or low? Let's make a luck roll here.
For who?
For you.
Me?
You're
All
looking
right.
for a director, right?
I am looking for anyone that might further my career. On a D100, I'm going to say hi.
Okay.
I don't find anyone.
Well, no, there is one, but he's face down in his own plate of spaghetti or hors d'oeuvres or something in the corner, and he's rich enough that people just let him sit there.
It's like, oh, I start heading over. It's like, oh, wait a minute. That's Sergio.
Yeah.
He's horrible to work for, and he never paid me for my last film. I hope he drowns in the spaghetti sauce.
He's not drowning. He's burbling a little bit through the sauce.
Well, I will spend a little bit of time trying to make myself feel better by being charming, and I'll go over to the pianist because, of course, there's a pianist or a live orchestra, and I will do a little singing, a little soft shoe, a little entertaining for just a little bit.
Okay, so let's I don't know. That was something you would. So why don't you make a skill roll, D20, and add your skill, and let's see what you come up with.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's only an 8.
The problem is that you don't start singing until you've been drinking for about 2 hours. And nobody after they've been drinking steadily the way you have been is that good.
It's all right. It'll make for good press anyway. Even bad press is good press.
Yep. There's even a photographer there that takes a photo of you.
Oh, I will. I'll
serenading.
make a proper scene then where I pretend to be mad at it. It was like, stop filming! You cad!
Okay, and Andrew, you're bringing the cat to Chandler.
Yeah, to Chandler's room while he recovers for the night.
Okay, Chandler, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going to pet the hairy pussy once it gets there. What?
Alrighty then.
I'm just going to sit there. I'm actually going to pet the cat as long as the cat's not trying to claw my eyes out. But I generally like cats, so I think it'll be fine. And I'm just going to recover because I took a bit of an emotional and maybe a physical. It drained me a little. This encounter that I had earlier,
Right.
kind of shook it out. Now I'm not trying to show it, right? Because football players don't show weakness. At least this one doesn't. So that's why
Also,
I'm
they're
hiding
too far
out
away from people to show it.
Right. That's why I'm hiding out in the room.
Right.
Right. I just need some quiet time, some relaxation. Maybe a burger or two.
As long as it's a first class burger.
First class, definitely. It's got to have Dijon mustard only, right? Because I have $1 million. So yeah, that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to take it easy tonight, and hopefully I don't have any bad nightmares.
Okay. And let's see. Gary, are you going to do anything after you hang out with Chandler for a little bit?
I think Gary will call it a night and go to bed in his room.
Are you leaving the cat?
Yeah. I think he believes Chandler will need it more than he does.
Great.
Okay.
Can you bring a litter box too? Thanks.
It just goes outside.
Oh, it's boat trained. Fabulous.
They've got servants that run around trying to pick up after the cats. They wouldn't expect first class people to pick up after their own cats.
As long as it doesn't poo in my shoe, I'm happy.
Well, not on your shoe. Okay. So let's see here. I would like everyone to make a straight D20 roll. Bert, not rolling well tonight.
I am not.
It was on a 1, but it went to a 13.
Okay.
I got 2.
Okay. Andrew, as far as you know, Gary, as far as Gary knows, he sleeps like a log. No, just like you're out when you hit the. It's been kind of an exciting night, and there's a lot to think about. Chandler and Rollins both have these just horrible dreams. Dreams of drowning, dreams of being in a freezing cold ocean, dreams of, and in every dream that you have, and there are several that each of you have, you look up and there's a exquisitely beautiful woman in ancient Egyptian garb, just smiling down at you from the deck of the ship as you go under, and as the ship goes under too. So you two wake up not at all rested. Gary wakes up. You feel kind of good. You feel pretty good and optimistic and ready to take a big bite out of life.
I'm going to live forever.
At least for another, 18 hours or so.
Rollins
So what do you guys
wake up and start chain smoking? It's just a dream, just a bad dream. This is unseekable.
So what does Gary do when he gets up?
He'll check up on Chandler and then check in with what's your name, Rollins, and then go out to breakfast.
Okay. Okay.
So when you get to my cabin, I've got like the cat. I'm like hugging the cat close to me. But then when you open the door and come in, I put on a face. I try and keep everything in, so you don't know how I'm doing or how I'm feeling. Right?
The cat's got an expression like "Help me!"
Yeah, pretty much. It's like I can't breathe. Trying to claw through my arms or whatever. So.
Well, despite a bad night of sleep, Rollins will dress impeccably, freshly starched and ironed suit and pants.
All right. You all meet up for breakfast, and pleasantries. They come around with the Titanic has its own newspaper called the Atlantic Daily Bulletin, and it's fresh off the presses. The ink is still not dried all the way, and let's see. Why don't you roll a D4 for me, Bert?
D4, you say? Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. On the front page of the Atlantic Daily Bulletin, there's a big picture of you putting your hand forward to try and block the camera without getting in front of your face. And there's a story about an impromptu performance you gave last night, and the reporter isn't too terribly complimentary of you.
It's okay. I will, of course, feign indignity, but it puts my name in people's minds, so it's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay. So, what are you guys doing? The seance isn't until the evening, probably 7, 8, something like that. So you've got all day to kind of hang around, take advantage of what this ship has to offer, and find out what you can find out.
Well, I definitely think Mr. Whiskers and I have to go for breakfast, get him a saucer of milk. Right? Like I've got him under my arm. I'm carrying him around whether he wants to or not.
How big is the cat? Is it an adult cat? Is it a kitten? Is it what?
I believe he said it was a sort of like teenage version of cat, like bit big to be a kitten, but not big enough to be a full-grown cat.
Right. Not too big for a kitten, not an adult cat yet. I gotcha.
Perfect.
So, okay. And it seems perfectly content to ride around with you. It even hops in your pockets.
Perfect. I don't even know if it's
a little big for that, but it can hang on.
Well, I'm a big guy.
Chandler's a big guy.
Yeah. My pockets are bigger. I've got more stuff to hold or something. I don't know how that works. I'm not a seamstress, but
okay.
Yeah, definitely.
You're first class passenger. You just put the cat right on the silk tabletop and demand someone bring him cream.
He gets his own chair.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you and anything specific you guys want to do while you're waiting for the evening?
I will thoroughly read that first page, making sure to memorize the person's name that did the reporting. Is it somebody that I recognize at all?
Yeah, you think you remember him from the bar last night, and you really kind of wanted to punch him in the nose.
Okay, but not someone that I knew before last night. So he's not like a real reporter.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll look through the other pages of the newspaper to see if there are anything weird happening.
Okay.
You said this paper was published on board?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so
Yes,
the
they've
first.
got printing presses, and they're able to rapidly develop photographs within several hours.
So the first waiter that comes by my table, I'll look around and make sure that there's a little bit of an audience, and then I'll throw the paper down and say, "Is this how you treat your most valuable customers? You print disgusting lies like this on the first page of your paper?"
He leans down, looks at the paper, picks up the paper, and hands it back to you and goes, "This is a rather fetching picture, sir."
Well, that's besides the point.
It is a nice
Clearly,
picture.
the writer was in the wrong here. He said I had been drinking all night. Patently false. My companions here can tell you that I was been drinking all day and night.
Ah.
Oh,
So
it
such
seemed more
lies.
3/4 of the night. He did go to sleep.
Would you like me to lodge a complaint with the paper, sir?
Please do. And have this, read off the name, thrown overboard, please.
I'm not sure I would hold my breath and wait for them to actually throw him overboard.
So I will say a little bit lower. That's fine. I'm sure I can find someone in second or third class that will do it for me.
As you wish, sir.
So I don't read newspapers or books or magazines
Or read, really.
or even contracts. But I'm definitely thinking about this dream we had, that I had. Sorry, I don't know anyone else that had a dream, just me. Now, this lady that stood out, that watched me drown, was she wearing similar clothes, or did it look like the mummy that's in the coffin that I touched? Remember, I touched the mummy.
Why don't you make a straight D20 roll for me?
I can do that. It's not going to be good. I got a 10.
Okay. You definitely think there's some similarity. You know, it's definitely the same style of dress.
Okay.
You know, I mean, minus the wrappings.
Yeah.
And everything, but yeah, it's definitely you know, you're not 1,000% sure.
Are you talking about this or just reflecting?
So right now I'm reflecting. So then I'm going to call you all closer and bring Mr. Whiskers close so he can hear, because he's the most important person now. Because he knows all. He's so unsuspecting. So I'm going to tell you two about my dream and how I think it's the lady from the coffin.
Fascinating. And a similar dream. Did the lady have black hair, about yay long, wearing a very like costume piece? Describe the Egyptian clothing.
Yeah, that's uncanny. That is exactly what she was wearing.
It's weird. I haven't had a dream that last night, but that was as eerily similar to the reflection I saw the other day in the room with the mummy.
Right.
They once started a movie that had a similar plot, a folie au deux, I believe they called it. Dream, a mirage shared by two. Yes. I'm sure it's just some psychological brought along by our very bizarre history lesson that day. It's certainly that's all it is. Yes.
Hell, I probably wrote the book that the screenplay is based off of.
Yeah, Gary, this is definitely giving you all kinds of ideas for a new novel. It's kind of hard for you to stop thinking about that. But yeah, you're getting all kinds of ideas from this.
So a light bulb just went on in Chandler's head, or above his head, and he looks over at Gary and he's like, "You've written about things like this before, right? So what do we do? How do we stop? What do we do? You solve it."
Huh. Well, have we tried praying?
Does that ever work?
Not a big fan. Next.
Right. Have we tried praying in their language?
They don't speak English?
No, they speak ancient dialect. I don't know.
Well, I've heard ancient dialect. It's all those people that are in England. They talk funny.
Yes, exactly. I was in Ireland. They were even stranger.
Oof.
Anyway, well, there were curses written on the hieroglyph, which probably didn't do any favors to the mummy ghost.
Well, if you were the writer,
Name pending for Hatunaway. But I would say maybe for protection, I could look up some blessings that we could carry around, like write it down on a piece of paper, keep it in our pocket.
well, yes, so fine and good. But if you're the writer to this particular epic, what would your hero do? Now, come on, give us some concrete marching orders here. What would your hero do?
I would like to.
Well, he would shoot her.
Yes. I look around to where people are shooting the shotguns at the skeet at the back of the ship.
Yes, but not the when she's in ghost form. I believe that would not work.
Well, how the devil do we get her to be not in a ghost form?
Perhaps do something with her body.
Oh, we could throw it overboard. Weren't we talking about that yesterday?
With you on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, but we had to find a way to move the casket because it was stone.
Wait, didn't that man say that those gizmos allowed us to talk to the dead? Why don't we merely ask her what it is she wants?
That sounds simple.
Huh?
Honestly, what we are lacking is context and information.
Yes.
It might piss her off, but we could learn something from her.
Yes, let's ask her. You said she likely doesn't speak the Queen's English, so do you speak?
Well,
Egyptian
she's
or
able to.
Perhaps Greek. She might speak Greek.
Maybe, but I'm guessing with her ability to influence her dreams, she may have picked up English or speak in a way in which we can understand her. Or perhaps she will pantomime her goals of world domination. I am not sure.
I'm gonna look straight at Gary and be like, "What's pantomime?"
That's where you move your hands around to indicate something like hold my hands up to drink, like that to drink, but without saying you're drinking.
Have you never played charades, Chandler?
No, we just drank beer and ate cheeseburgers.
Ah, I see. New money, are you?
Send signals out to the huddle.
Yeah, apparently I've missed out on a whole world.
I would like to point out that there was I think you talked to him already. There's at least one prominent Egyptologist on board, and there is an extensive library in the first class section.
Well, perhaps let's try to initiate the contact first, and then see if we need the translator. I mean, it's a breakfast. Certainly, she's not so well guarded right now. So it'll be a good time to take a look.
Or perhaps the time we could talk to her is at the seance itself.
Ooh. One up there.
And we could convince the host of the seance to say, bring it to the room where the mummy is and use a machine.
We'll have to convince the professor, I think, as well. But professors are always looking for funding for their various dissertations, right?
Hey, I've got money.
It shouldn't be hard. Money, the true superpower.
I don't feel like going to the library, but I can help out with the professor. Mr. Whiskers and I will have him doing whatever we want.
Okay. So,
all right.
As you guys are talking, you see Jefferson Shaw and let's see. I'll make this roll. Call high or low?
I'm going to call low.
Okay. I'm going to... Okay, I rolled a 22. So his manservant Soames is with him, carrying some books and papers along, and he has a little bit of an audience. And he's, loudly talking about the strides he'd made forward in talking with the dead.
All right. While that's happening, while listening in, I want to see the books and see what their titles are on the spines and write those down in my book so I can look them up in the library.
Okay. The titles of the books where?
On the spine of the book?
Oh. There's there are several books on just Egypt, just thick books about Egyptology and the Great Pyramids and all that. There's one book that seems to be a little larger and older than the rest. God, what is that? There's a special name for it. Okay, there's a huge volume that he's got with him that's called De Vermis Mysterious. I will put it in the I'll put it in the StreamYard chat. If I can figure out how that works. Yes. That catches your eye because it looks quite a bit older than all the other books that he has.
And it sounds vaguely Germanic. Those are the best spooky books.
Yes. And so Shaw and his servant are down there holding court in the dining car, the dining car, like you're on a train. The wrong campaign. No, in one of the dining establishments in the first class section. So what are you guys gonna do?
So is Shaw the professor?
Yeah, he's the guy that had led the expedition and brought the mummy on board and showed you guys, and he's gonna have the seance tonight that you guys are going to.
Sorry, I just didn't note that he was a professor.
Well, he calls himself a professor. You guys aren't real. I mean, it's good enough for you that he calls himself a professor, because why would anybody call themselves that unless they were, right?
Right, like that's so much school. Why would you go through all that trouble? No one's gonna lie about that.
Yeah.
All those books you got to read. All right, so I'll take Mr. Whiskers, and I'm just gonna sit down, uninvited, and just what's our goal? We want to get the seance moved to the cabin with the mummy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna point blank come out and be like, oh, you're looking good today. We need to move the seance. It's got to go into the viewing room with the mummy. We have to have it in the same room.
Oh, well, of course. That's what we're planning to do anyway.
Oh. Well, then I guess I don't have to donate to your cause. All right. Well, thanks. See you later.
Well,
and I'll just get up and walk away.
I put the rein. He starts to say something. You've already gotten up and walked away.
Ooh, cheeseburgers. Mr. Whiskers, would you like a little beef?
All right, Whiskers has already gained 10 pounds.
I'm going to return, and I will let everyone know that he did it for free. We're having the seance with the mummy.
Yeah, I heard. Good job.
Yeah,
Could have done it without you.
Didn't even cost me anything.
You're a shrewd businessman.
Man, I'm better than I thought. I should open up a business.
I do want to see if I can track down the reporter that I was not too fond of. I'm going to actually invite him to the seance.
Okay. You gonna just punch him during the seance?
Should put him in a red shirt.
Put him in a red shirt. Here's a secret: everybody's wearing a red shirt at the seance.
Uh-oh.
Now, okay, so what are the rest of you guys doing? Oh, Kelly or Andrew dropped off.
So I'm kind of intrigued by this this dream I had, and this Egyptian-looking person, and then the mummy and everything. Like, I've never been exposed to Egyptology or anything like that, so
Right.
I would like to seek out this Egypt. Is it an Egyptologist that you said that is on the boat? Mr. Whiskers and I are going to this Egyptologist, and I want to have a chat with him and learn more cool things about Egypt, like how they, like ritual sacrifices, because that's cool. Blood and death is cool.
He's pretty easy to track down, but he's in the library is the only bad part.
Ooh,
I don't like libraries from what
I don't like libraries. They make me feel all hot and smoky. I'll take a deep breath.
This is also 1912, so they let people smoke in libraries.
Oh, that too. I'll take a deep breath, preferably of not smoky air, because I'm an athlete and we don't smoke. And then I'm going to go into the library and look for... I don't actually know what he looks like. Do I know his name? It doesn't matter. I'm just going to go up to everyone I see. I'm like, are you the Egyptologist? And I'm going to do it totally in like a normal voice.
Chandler, just ask one of the ship's helpers here. They'll go and find him for you.
No, I'm already here.
Gary met him, right?
Yeah, you send someone to do that, I assume, and they told you he was in the library.
Yeah, so I'm going to go in the library, but I don't know which one it is. So as soon as I see someone, like, are you the Egyptologist? Hello, Egyptologist. I'm here to talk to you about Egypt.
Let's see. It is the third person you ask.
Okay, so I've pissed off at least two others.
You haven't pissed them off. You've just made a little bit of noise. They generally, you've been shushed twice. You're not really sure. You're not really sure what they're doing when they say shh, because people don't generally say that to you.
No, this is a new experience. It's so weird and foreign. So I'm going to find the Egyptologist, and Mr. Whiskers is with me, and we're just going to sit down right in front of him, interrupt him, whatever he's doing. And I'm like, hey, I'm Chandler, and I hear you're the expert on ancient Egypt. And I'm going to proceed to describe this woman, and I'll be like, so who is she? The woman from my dreams. I'll be like, who is she?
Well, he's going to ask you some questions about it, and well, that certainly sounds like what I know about Hatunaway. He's like, let me show you something, and he brings out sort of a couple of periodicals to show you.
And if only I wrote things down too, this would be so much better for everyone else. Did anyone else follow me? Did anyone else come with me?
I'd say Gary would help out.
I'll be talking to you, Gary, as we're watching Chandler work. It's like, does he realize that he's actually being threatening? I don't believe he does.
Well, there's a lot of articles that he thumbs through that's about Shaw's expedition. When he comes across, here's one. They talked to someone who said that Hatunaway vowed when she was interred to destroy any who get in her way. I'm sure that's
when she was interred,
like that.
But... like, did you say before or after interned?
Before.
Oh, okay. So it's like they didn't mummify her alive or anything, right?
I don't know. I suppose we could research a little about that, although there's precious little about that. There is a book. Let's go ahead, Gary. Go ahead and make a skill roll. D20, add your skill.
All right, so D20 plus 4. All right, 22.
Nice.
18
Okay.
on the die, 22.
Well, he brings out a book. It's kind of a smallish book. It's not it looks pretty fresh and like not many people. It's either real new or maybe just nobody's looked at it much. But it says that it's got all kinds of just weird stuff about Hatuna Way, and it seems to think that they buried her. There were some problems where they and he's the author kind of goes back and forth between she got out or she was taken out, but then she was you definitely think she was buried alive.
So you said that she would destroy you if you got in her way. So where is she going?
Oh, that doesn't say. I assume she's your standard evil genius. They say things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my villains tend to do that too.
Okay. There is kind of a neat with a roll that high, Gary. One of the articles that you come across is about there was a woman that evidently committed suicide outside Jefferson Shaw's hotel room during the expedition. And she allegedly said people have said that she said, plague shall follow in her footsteps, and the thing that speaks for the old one shall laugh to see her return to the world of men. She then set herself on fire. That's how she killed herself.
You don't see that often.
No. One guy clawed his own eyes out, and a woman set herself on fire.
I mean,
Yeah,
really, the trick can only be
brutal
done
ways.
once.
Right? You got to do it right the first time.
There's no second take.
No. It's just like live theater, isn't it?
For some reason, I'm just thinking of that Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny cartoon where they're trying to outdo each other, and Daffy drinks the thing that makes him blow up and says, "It's a good trick, but I can only do it once."
Absolutely.
So, what have we learned from this so far? That the mummy is evil and trying to kill me? I think that's reason enough to throw her overboard.
Nobody really thinks that things like that happen. I assume you're saying this in front of the Egyptologist.
I was more.
I would cough loudly when I sense that he's getting in that direction of throwing it overboard.
I don't have a filter, so I was talking towards physically in the direction of Rollins and Gary, but obviously I don't talk quietly. My quiet is still pretty loud.
Yeah.
So I was definitely just saying it to them. And if everyone else overheard it, that's probably likely.
I try to cough to cover that up.
Oh, you should definitely have some water for that cough there.
Yeah, you should rest your voice. It's connected to your head, and your head's been damaged.
Oh, my voice feels great. I could talk forever.
Now, Roland, you are looking for this You're looking for the reporter, right?
Honestly, I just do the easy route. I just get somebody from the ship to find him, and I write out an invitation. I tip the ship personnel handsomely.
Okay. Let's have you make another luck roll. Call high or low and roll a d100.
Okay. Unfortunately, Rollins is often high.
No, they are unable to find him, unfortunately.
I'm sure that they don't tell me that. They just simply take the tip and
You there is a woman with she's kind of weird looking, she has she's dressed in the sort of, I don't know what you call it, livery of the onboard servants. This one seemed to be wearing a hat with a large brim, and she comes up to you and says, yes, sir, you have a visitor in the other room. Do you have a minute to speak with someone? And you can tell that she has a vaguely French accent.
do you have a card?
No, monsieur. I'm sorry, I do not.
I've been muted the whole time.
Oh.
No one bothered to tell me.
Is this Jacqueline in disguise?
No. Roll a. It might be pretty easy to discover. Make a d20 roll.
All right. D20 roll. Ah, damn it! It was on a 13. Went back to a 1.
Yeah, you think it might be at first, but then you're like, nah, come on. It's not like all.
Nah, her nose isn't that big. She didn't have a mustache. She didn't wear those glasses.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just asked, did they leave a card?
They did not, monsieur. I apologize, but
Well,
they're right this way. If you will come with me.
sure. I'll be right back, folks. Light another cigarette, grab another mimosa to go.
Okay. So you walk out into the hall, and this person sort of pushes you in a closet, and takes off the hat, and it is in fact Jacqueline Martin. Goes,
It's rather forward.
I knew it.
Not the first time. I start taking off my tie.
no, monsieur. That is not what my intentions were. Have you formulated a plan on getting this mummy overboard? We must be rid of it. I grow more anxious every passing minute.
Well, there's a seance tonight, you see. Light up my cigarette, and we intend to speak with her and ask her what it is that she wants, and when the opportunity presents itself, I believe Mr. Chandler is just going to just push her overboard. It might be the easiest thing to deal with.
She kind of goes, well, he would be good for that, I think. I am a little. I think talking with her might be bad, but of course.
Well, you see, we believe she's been appearing to us in dreams and in waking nightmares occasionally.
She's been appearing to you?
Yes, and she doesn't speak. There was this drowning sensation of preposterous on a ship that can't. Of course, nothing can happen to this ship. I rap on the steel.
In this dream, were you drowning and she was laughing at you from the deck?
Well, yes. Well, she wasn't really laughing. Perhaps maybe it was a chuckle. I don't know. She's not been able to communicate, and therefore, well, we want to know why. You don't just do this kind of invasion into a person's personal space without a reason. So we thought we'd ask.
Yes. Well, I think it would be a bad idea. I will await your. I cannot be up on first class very long because they
excellent disguise.
People looking for me. I will be in the third class dining saloon. Should you learn anything.
One thing, real quick.
Yeah.
I take out the newspaper. Do you know this man? The name of the writer.
Yes, I know the writer very well. He's kind of a hack.
Oh, if you see him, invite him to the seance if you would.
You know, I wouldn't be sorry to see him go. Okay, I think I will. Okay, you can stay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so she will make her exit quick and with promises that she will pass along your message. What are you guys? Anything else you guys are doing in the library?
I know this is a long shot, but see if they have a copy of De Vermis Mysterious. Or any books that reference it.
Well, they do not have a copy. The Egyptologist knows that it is a book written. He said Shaw has taken a lot of his ideas for these machines to contact the dead from this book. He has a very old copy. I believe it's a 1587 German black letter edition. And he you know, he's very guarded with it, of course, but I believe that's where he gets most of his ideas. Of course, none of them have worked, to my knowledge, but you know, that doesn't stop him from trying.
Well, real Vermis Mysterious hasn't been tried yet.
Well, that is a may. Is there anything else for you gentlemen? I seem to have forgotten myself and haven't eaten yet today.
I'm done with this. Hand over the plate of bacon and eggs and toast. I barely touched. I've been drinking the mimosas instead.
Why, thank you.
Library bacon.
How much of the bacon does Chandler eat when Rollins hands it over?
Oh, he just grabs the bacon off the plate. Oh, thanks. I didn't know you weren't going to finish this. I would have had it sooner when it was warm and fresh.
I smack your hand and I take at least one strip. Let the lady have some protein.
And I'm going to start feeding Mr. Whiskers some bacon.
Right.
I want to try and acquire a handgun.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
I don't want to do official channels because then it might be traced to me. So I think, have I made the acquaintance of a perhaps shady employee that's been providing drugs or other pharmaceuticals to special guests?
Well, seeing as how you are a famous entertainer, these would be the kinds of people you would know. So why don't you make a skill roll and see if you can find someone?
Because I've been rolling horribly all night. That's why.
No, that sucks.
Well, I made over a 10 this time.
Okay.
13. 12, actually.
Okay. You were able to, it takes you a while. It's going to take you up until almost the time for the seance, but there's it's I don't know, it's kind of like one of those cowboy revolvers where you have to thumb the hammer back.
Oh, sure. Yeah, double
Every
action.
time, so it's not
Or single action, I should say.
Yeah.
not double action. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Means I could fan the hammer, though. I did that once as on a show. Yes.
they can come up with that. It's a 6-shot, and they can come up with 12 rounds for you.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
All right.
And and he even says, I know your work. Maybe when we get back to New York, I'll introduce some friends to you over coffee or something.
Oh, I would like that.
Okay.
Indeed. I'll hand him my card with my New York address.
Very good. And so he goes, and you'll get that in a little bit. Gary, what are you doing?
I was going to suggest we go skeet shooting and then see where the shotguns are held. But I guess I'll go skeet shooting and see where they're held, just to have a mental note, just in case I need to run away, break in, grab a shotgun, come back, and blow something.
Okay. So you guys are able to do that. Anything really you're planning on doing before the seance takes place?
Nothing for me.
Okay. Well, it comes, dinner comes and goes. There's a certain, I don't know. There are a few people coming to this seance.
Actually, Bill, since we didn't sleep well the night before, I think I'm going to take a nap and just make sure I get up in plenty of time to properly groom.
Okay.
Put on a nice suit.
Okay. So you'll hate this, but why don't you make a D20 roll to see how well you sleep?
Ugh. All right.
You're able to get a little bit, but just it's kind of makes you a little irritated when you get up because you wanted more.
Good enough.
What is Chandler doing before the seance?
He went back to his room, so he kind of rested. He didn't try to sleep. If he fell asleep, fine. But he's playing with Mr. Whiskers. He's got like a shoelace that he's pulling around the floor and jumping up. And
I got an idea if you got like a little chalk slate and you're doing out a football play. Okay, Mr. Whiskers, you go deep.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Gary, anything you're doing before the seance?
He'll do a little bit of research on maybe ancient Egyptian charms that he could maybe try to do. Anything that can at least offer some protection against evil.
Okay. Call high or low.
Fuck it, go high.
Okay. Why don't you make the D100 roll and tell me what you get?
82.
Nice. Okay. You do find an obscure drawing, and when you see the drawing, you're like, hey, I think this person that you think that Jacqueline Martin had a necklace on that looked like this. She didn't have a lot of adornment, but let's see. I think I have a picture of it.
Ooh. All right.
I'd get a tattoo of that.
It's called an elder sign, and it's supposed to help ward off evil spirits.
All right. Guess I'll take a piece of paper and a nice ink pen and do my best to create a really nice looking elder sign. Wait for it to dry, then keep it in the pocket of my breast pocket.
Okay. 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 Why don't you make a D20 roll and add your skill?
All right. Uh, 16.
Okay. So yeah, you're able to draw a pretty decent one. Rollins, you one of the reasons why you're sort of irritated is that your nap is interrupted 15 minutes before you wanted to get up, and which I hate. And the caught a fly. And it's the reporter. He's like, yes, you wanted me to come with you to a seance today. honored. I must say I'm a bit surprised after the unfortunate. I assume you read the article in the paper this morning.
Of course. But even the worst press puts my name on the lips of the people, so I will thank you for that.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I was a little bit influenced by the sauce myself last night, so I apologize. I shall certainly print a retraction and an addendum in tomorrow's edition.
Well, thank you for that. But why I invited you to the seance tonight is it's going to be a spectacle, and while I don't entirely appreciate the content of your writing, it's well written, and I thought you would like to report on the goings on of the evening.
He looks around a little bit and says, "Is this have anything to do with that mummy that I keep hearing about? There are rumors."
Hush, not so loud.
Okay, sorry.
But yes, there's a seance going on in the very room with the mummy this evening. Dress well, don't drink overly much.
Okay. So, yeah, he'll
wear red.
Yes, I have the most. I have a very exquisite red shirt. I will go put that on right now. And where should I meet you?
Well, I tell them what time people are gathering.
Okay. So, it's shortly before the seance. Where do you guys want to? Are you guys going to meet up beforehand, or what are you going to do?
Yeah, I don't know that our writer was looking at acquiring a shotgun. So I do let the two of you know, though, that I have acquired a handgun just in case.
Okay.
All right. I'm good with that.
Andrew, you are. Go ahead and make a straight D20 roll.
All right. Shaboop. 15.
Okay. You after you go skeet shooting, you wait until one of the people operating the skeet shooter is not looking, and just sort of don't return the shotgun. So you're able to acquire one.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
All right. How am I hiding it?
I don't know. How are you hiding it?
You're first class. You don't hide anything. The staff hide it for you.
I'll find a hacksaw somewhere and in my room saw off most of the barrel. Then keep it within my coat hanging, so it's hidden.
Okay. Tell you what, make another D20 roll. See how.
All right. That's gonna go horribly wrong.
That's the spirit.
13.
Okay. Yeah, it's.
You've written about this before.
It's a little uncomfortable, but yeah, you've written about it before, so you're able to rig something up.
It's uncomfortable, but it works.
Yes.
All right.
And the reporter meets up with all of you in the he has a little bit of discussion because he's a second class passenger himself, but he's able to get in, and since he works for the newspaper, and he has this bright red shirt on that he's very proud of. It's his nicest shirt. And you all make your way up to the same room that you were in before. There's probably about dozen and a half people gathered around a table, and the sarcophagus is closed, but it's up against the wall. There's a machine that's sort of generating a low electric hum. Wires are hooked up to the thing, and Jefferson Shaw is sitting at the head of the table, and wishes to. Welcome, friends. Please have a seat. The seance is about to begin. So, let's see.
I make sure the reporter gets a seat right up front.
Okay, he's very, very flattered, and he leans over and says, I've already sent them my retraction of the story. So I told them that you were feeling a bit under the weather, and the actually your performance was rather poignant, and so it'll all be smoothed over in the morning's edition.
Sure, thank you.
Okay. So you guys are able to get in here. You've noticed that on a sort of desk in the corner there's some papers and things, and that big copy of De Vermis Mysterious is there. And Shaw kind of reads from it a little bit and then gathers everyone around and starts. It's getting pretty late. It's everybody gathered and they're it took a while before he wanted to start. Is anybody gonna do anything while all the talk and mingling is going on before you start? I mean, it's pretty late. It's probably 11 something.
Is there a mirror around in the room this time?
There is, yes.
Okay. I'll kind of hesitantly check the mirror.
Yeah.
She's hanging around in there.
You feel a little bit uneasy whenever you get near the sarcophagus, but it seems it's nothing in the mirror, nothing untoward in the mirror.
Okay. Make note of the entrances and exits if there's multiples, so that if need be, we can hurriedly get the mummy out and over the edge if we need to.
Okay. So you guys are everybody joins hands, and matter of fact, he starts intoning Latin interspersed with words and languages that none of you are familiar with. Chandler, why don't you go ahead and make a D20 roll to see how compelled you are to laugh?
Come on, you can behave yourself.
I don't know what's good or not, so I got a 2. Here's
they kind of he stops several times and just Soames, his manservant, talks with him and comes over and goes, Mr. Turner, would you mind trying to keep it down a little bit? He's trying to conduct a seance, and while we enjoy your company, we would very much enjoy you listening so that you can give your honest opinion of it afterwards.
So he's whispering. I'm going to try and whisper, which somehow comes out louder than my normal voice. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize. So I sit up straight and I pet the cat, Mr. Whiskers, a little bit. It was Mr. Whiskers. He was tickling me with his whiskers. And I hold him up to his face and I'm like, see the cat? Okay. And I'm kind of hang my head a little, like I just got admonished and talked down to, but without letting on that it's affecting me.
So at some point, as it gets a little silly, but there is at some point Mr. Whiskers kind of just starts hissing for no reason.
Mr. Whiskers
sort of like jumps off of your lap and hides under your chair.
Oh, and so I'll get up and I guess I'll accidentally hit the people in front of me as I'm trying to turn around and get down and get Mr. Whiskers.
As you start to get up, Shaw says, "Do not break the circle."
I don't even hear him. Whiskers is my
Okay.
100% priority.
I
So
try to stop Chandler.
You just break the circle and get up to look for the cat. There are candles on the table that the flames get about 5 times larger from the candle. Really interesting. You hear this, just hiss and a roar. You also feel this, and let's see, I can tell you in a second exactly what time it is. Self-organized notes better. Okay. Yeah, it's about 11:40, 11:30, 11:40. And you hear this kind of just noise as if metal is scraping rock or something in the whole, at least the room you're in kind of vibrates and shakes pretty violently. And
My God, it feels like we've struck an iceberg.
and the
Oh, Jesus.
at that moment when this sort of mist rises from the thing, and the door to the lid to the sarcophagus just sort of flies open. Now the mummy is inside it and doesn't move or anything, but you sort of see this like ghostly shape there come out. The reporter next to you, Rollins, just grabs his heart right away and falls over. Okay. And as do a few other people, all mysteriously wearing red shirts. And
I love a good theme party.
I need all of you to make a sanity test.
I look down at the fallen rider and I say, "A dish best served cold, my friend."
All right.
Is a sanity a D20 plus sanity?
Let me make sure here.
I got 17 total.
Let me make sure. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. Now I was doing the sanity tests wrong. Okay. You roll a d20. If you have 5 plus sanity, you add a +1. If you only have 1 or 2 sanity, you subtract 1.
Oof.
All right, so I have a 9 total. Then
You have a 9.
Yes. 16.
21 for me.
good lord.
I'm too occupied and gloating over the dying.
I'm my head's under the chair trying to calm down Mr. Whiskers.
You got a 16. Andrew got a 9. And what did you get, Chandler? I'm sorry.
21.
Okay. So you're like you're oblivious. You're just
Me?
like looking for the cat. You don't see what everyone's freaking out about. Whatever, you need to find the cat.
Yeah, Mr. Whiskers, no.
Rollins, you're probably alarmed, but you're fine. Gary, on the other hand, is kind of shaken up. Now, Gary, why don't you, since you roll a d4.
All right. D4. Oh shit. 4.
Okay, so you're gonna lose 2 sanity,
All right.
and you're able to move and do things, but you're whenever you try to talk for the next probably 10-15 minutes, you kind of just stutter. But yeah, you're pretty freaked out. And I don't know, since Rollins has been having. Let's see, Chandler, you haven't rolled as much. Why don't you roll call high or low and roll a D100?
Always low. 22.
Okay, that is good. Now, just for those in the listening audience that might check out Eldritch Hack, the calling for a luck roll is not a specific mechanic to this. I actually stole that from games that I played with Bert, so blame him.
Why not? Everyone else does.
Yeah. So this fog that comes out from the sarcophagus like forms a big sort of clawed fist, and it grabs Shaw and lifts him up a little bit, and you just see Shaw sort of what's the word? You see Shaw sort of decompose before your eyes.
Like
And
dry up
that-
mummy like, or decompose as in
everybody else
maggots
does.
and stuff.
I'm sorry?
Like shrivel up mummy style, or like decompose like maggots and stuff, rotting.
A little bit of both. It's
Cool.
it's pretty nasty. Chandler is he's still looking for the cat, so he's oblivious. Andrew, you've already lost sanity, so this is just more confirmation how you feel. I think I want to make Rollins make another sanity check.
As I actually now look up from my dying foe to see what's going on.
Yes.
All right.
It's pretty gruesome.
17.
Okay, so you are fine. You're like shit.
It's like, whoa!
Starts to be him.
What are you guys gonna do? You guys have the next move. Chandler, you don't, because you're still looking for the cat. You're just you might have looked up and seen it. You're like, I'll think about that in a minute.
So is it physically solid or is it ghostly?
It looks ghostly, but it's lifted his ass up.
Okay. I assume like all the lights have been turned off in the room for the seance?
Yeah, except for the candles that have like a 6-inch flame coming out of them now.
Right. I go for the electric lights and turn them on.
I
Okay.
pulled out the elder sign. I drew and pointed it towards her.
Okay. As soon as you do that, it kind of forms a face. It drops Shaw, forms a face, and hisses, and then goes away. It shoots into the wall behind where the sarcophagus is laying, and is gone. And most of the other people have they've either run out of the room or they're running. The only one that hasn't is his manservant Soames, who's just kind of like freaking out. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! What do we do?
Throw.
What?
Overboard,
man! Throw it overboard!
Oh, certainly not. This is the professor's dying accomplishment. We must take it.
I blank stare, point at his corpse.
It's his. It would have been his dying wish. I think you all need to leave.
I pull out the gun.
I pull out my gun.
I pointed at him.
Pull out my sawed-off shotgun.
Well,
Okay.
this escalated quickly.
Okay. So you pull out your gun. He pulls out his shotgun. Let's do this. Which one of you he's going to sort of lunge forward. Which one of you wants to make the luck roll?
My luck has been horrible.
All right, I'll do luck roll.
Okay, high or low?
I'll go high.
Okay, make a D100 roll.
80.
Okay, you both are able to get your guns out. So he's lunging towards Rollins. What are you guys gonna do?
You said everyone else scattered, right?
Everyone else scattered but him. Yes.
Like,
Okay.
maybe not shoot him. Maybe just bonk him on the head with the pistol grip.
I'm not that good. I shoot him, but I try to wing him and not
Okay.
consider him as.
D20.
I don't know. As an actor, would I have used handguns before? Oh!
Nice. Okay. With a nat 20, you fire and it hits him right between the eyes.
No. I
Okay. What do you want to do?
I said I didn't want to kill him. I was trying to wing him.
Wing
So
him.
I think in like the lower leg or ankle, if I get to choose, wait, we get criticals, right?
Yeah.
It
What is
succeeds in a
the,
particular fashion, right? So my idea was that I did not want to kill him, particularly trying not to kill him. So I think I would have shot him in a leg or like lower down, so he just can't move as well.
Foot would probably be best bet.
Yeah, the foot. Yeah,
Less likely to get the femoral artery.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Let's see. I think there was something in here about criticals. Okay.
it succeeds in a spectacular fashion. It says.
Okay, so let's see. The pistol would probably be like a D6. So, but since it's a critical, if instead of doing extra damage, if you're going for a particular effect and hitting him in a particular place, what do you want to do?
Basically, I just make it so that he just stops trying to advance on us. Either lame him so he doesn't move forward, or just get it so that he's in enough pain that he just leaves us alone.
Yeah, you basically destroy his kneecap,
Oh, good lord.
and he kind of falls over and he's yelling and just
Oh dear God!
guards, security, someone.
So a pistol in this game is a D8. It has 3 shots
Is
per
it?
round. Yeah,
Okay.
a Beretta is a D6, and you can shoot 3 times. Wow! And so so I don't shoot the next 2 times. I just so I blow his kneecap off, and then the next one, so you said it was single action. So I cock the next one, and I point it at him, and I tell him, "Shh."
Or he's too busy going, ah.
Yeah.
You'll never get away with this. And there's a knock on the door.
There's a situation. Just a moment, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We just need to speak with you a second. That's all.
Because I'm sure all the guests running past in terror is.
All right. I'll try to put away my shotgun and see if I can
Okay.
help make sure the guy doesn't bleed out.
So as we're down doing that, I remind him, let's not be too imaginative here. We both realize that the mummy is an illegal transport on this ship.
Yeah, and everybody asked, you tripped. Or I'm stuttering, so you trip.
He looks around and goes, empty your gun and give it to me.
No.
He's looking, empty your gun and give it to me. I'll tell them I was cleaning it and it went off.
I'll do it. I'll drop the bullets in my pocket to make sure there's none left in it. Wipe it off and hit it to him.
With the exception of the empty shell,
Yes.
which shot the bullet.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So you guys open the door. They after a minute or two, they'll knock again.
Yeah. Yes. There's. I would point at the professor. Something horrible happens. I'm afraid it might be infectious. It's best if you don't step in. Everyone else ran out very quickly, which is good. But I'm afraid that there might be an infection in here. Look at the man.
Yeah, Kelly, you haven't made a roll lately, so call high or low and roll a D100.
Low. Always low. Not low, 74.
Okay.
If you hurt Mr. Whiskers, I'm going to be so sad.
Oh, gosh. I'll go get security right away. Listen, there's been a little bit of a situation on board. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. If you have your life jackets in your rooms, you might want to put them on. And just, we're asking everyone maybe mill about the deck a little bit. There's been a little incident with an iceberg. I'm sure it's no problem. It'll all be taken care of soon. But just as a precaution, I'm sure it'll all be over soon.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
He's like, I'll run and get the nurse and doctor. So
Chandler, put the cat down. We've got to throw the money overboard while we have the chance.
Okay, so I'm going to hand Rollins Mr. Whiskers to hold, and I'm just going to pick up the mummy and toss it overboard.
Well,
and I'll be
you
like,
guys are not. You guys, there's Okay. So
I try to stop him, but no. I couldn't finish the weight.
Okay. Okay, so you're trying to stop him. Why don't you make a D20 roll? No skill added because this is sort of outside your area of expertise. Trying to physically stop a football player, but
It's nothing personal.
12.
Okay. You kind of it slows him down for a second. You get kind of confused for a second, but kind of brush him off, Chandler.
I tried to go wait, don't touch, but I couldn't get the third one out in time.
As you reach the sarcophagus, the lid has already come open. The mummy opens its eyes.
Ooh, that's surprising.
And what do?
Is it moving?
It opens its eyes.
Yes, it opens its eyes and it's sort of moving forward.
Oh, I'm stepping back.
I step back. I try to pull out the shotgun again and try to shoot it.
Okay. So, all right. Let's have you make a skill roll, Kelly. D20 add your skill.
Okay, D20 and my skill. What is my skill? My skill. Oh, that's my hit points. 5. 16.
Okay. So you were able to move back quickly. You know that the little rider guy has a shotgun. So you're like, ooh, this should be fun. And you kind of move out of the way.
Yes.
Rollins' gun, unfortunately, is unloaded at the moment.
Yes.
Why would you do that, Rollins?
So I don't get in trouble.
Let's see, what is a shotgun? Anybody know what that does damage-wise?
Yes, it is 2d6 or 4d6, depending on, I guess, range. Like, so the closer you are, the more...
I did saw it off to make it fit better. So that might go into account.
Okay. Why don't you roll a roll? Make a d20 roll.
All right. All right, come on. Damn, 9.
9 will damage the actual sarcophagus next to it, but does not damage doesn't hit the mummy.
All right.
Okay. And
This is a
now,
double gauge, a double barrel, right?
sure.
Yay. Okay.
Sure. You wanna let the other barrel go too?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's my second chance. Come on, nat 20.
Did
15.
you roll that?
No, I got 15.
Okay. Well, 15 is enough to hit. Why don't you roll for damage?
All right, what do I roll?
2d6, I think.
All right, 5 and 4, so 9.
9. Okay. So it kind of you hit it sort of right here. It kind of staggers it back a little bit, and then it looks at you and growls.
Oh, are we in initiative or do we all get turns?
Yeah, it's just there's not, as far as I understand combat, it's
Okay. Well, what I would like to do.
They recommend taking turns clockwise around the table. Since we don't really have a table, we'll just Andrew
Top
went.
down.
So Rollins, what are you doing?
Well, you said that before the electric lights went on, that there were some burning candles or something.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hurl the burning candles at the mummy.
The ones with the 6-inch flame, or
Yes.
Okay. Make a d20 roll.
16.
All right. Well, you won't even need your skill added to that. I was going to let you add your skill because you've learned stage combat, of course. But yeah, that's enough. It catches it. The mummy catches fire. Chandler, what are you doing?
Do I have Mr. Whiskers?
Yes.
No, I have Mr. Whiskers.
Oh, you have Mr. Whiskers.
Yeah, because you handed them to
Yeah.
me.
What are you doing taking a furry cat near open flame? I'm gonna angrily take away
now
Mr.
he's
You take the
you are
cat.
currently facing off against a flaming mummy.
There's a flaming mummy, and Chandler takes the cat. I love it.
I
Maybe
just
do
hand you the
something
cat. Just hand you the
badass,
cat.
like kick her back in the sarcophagus.
You hurl the cat at her. That's
No, that'll hurt the cat.
It's like 4 attacks and a D4 each.
No, so I'm gonna call an attendant. I'm making use of all the money I paid. I'm first class. I get an attendant to come here, and I say, I hear there's a little commotion. This is Mr. Whiskers. He's the most important thing on this boat. You make sure that he's safe and he gets his life vest on, and he gets to the lifeboat if need be, and he's looked after. Do you understand me? Because I'll come looking for you if I don't.
So you call for an attendant in the middle of a fight against a flaming mummy. I'm just trying to make sure I've got that right.
Yeah.
This is the first half of my action. Don't worry, it's going to get better.
Okay. The calling for the attendant is they're not like right there, so that'll be your action is calling for an attendant.
Okay, so I'm going to put Mr. Whiskers on the end table and just tell him to wait for me. So then I'm going to look back, since the attendant's not going to come. Mr. Whiskers is going to have to wait a minute, but he's near the door. He can leave. So the lid exploded off. Is it in pieces or is it still there?
It's in, yeah, there are some big pieces.
Oh. And it's in stone, so it's heavy.
Right.
So we'd have to get the
And
mummy
this is I mean, you're in the middle of a combat, so you don't have time to do a whole lot.
Okay, is the mummy coming towards us, or it's just floundering around on fire?
Well, right now it's floundering around on fire. You don't know what it's going to do. It'll go after Andrew does.
Okay, so I'm going to get a chair and I'm going to use it to hold it against the wall or to put it in its coffin, whatever's closer.
Okay, so you're gonna take a chair and try to push it back into the coffin. Okay.
Yeah.
Make a D20 roll. Add your skill.
All right, wish me luck, Mr. Whiskers. 19.
Okay.
Skill is 5.
That is pretty good. So as it's like sort of stumbling around, you're able to grab a chair and push it back into the what remains of the sarcophagus. Andrew, what are you doing?
Is there something I could do with the elder sign that I put back in my pocket? Like maybe put it on the sarcophagus to maybe sanctify it in some way while she's inside?
Well, there would be, but you notice my memory's terrible. You used it a little bit earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, I just held it out in front of me.
Okay.
And then during the whole gunfight, the gun thing and the help him out, I put it back in my pocket.
Well, when you bring it out of your pocket, you can see that it's deteriorated some. Whereas it evidently, as if there was some sort of power that went out after one use.
All right.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll take the 2 shells I had in my pocket for reloading, just in case, and try to reload my gun as quick as possible before and try to shoot her.
Okay, this round will be reloading the gun. And
All right.
I'll tell you what. Let's have you make a luck roll to see if you're able to do that quickly and get off a shot. So,
All right.
Call
All right.
high or low and roll a D100.
All right, going high. 93. Oh, Jesus.
Nice.
That was almost 13. Yeah, 93.
Okay, so don't roll a 1.
All right, so.
Roll a D20.
Okay.
Shoot it.
16.
16 will hit it. Roll 2d6.
6 and 5, 11.
Okay. So it's damaged a little more, but it's still moving a lot. Did you want to take the other shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Shoot it in the head.
This one's going for the head. 2. Damn it. I got its ear. Damn it. And that was the ear that was missing already. Shit.
So, well, no, you shoot it again, and remember, Chandler's holding it in the thing with the thing. You basically destroyed the chair.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I lift up the back. That's all that's left, and I'm like, "What did you do that for?"
So it kind of turns around and smashes the wall behind it and goes into the room behind it, which evidently is part of the deck. And it doesn't overlook the ocean. It overlooks part of the ship where there are people kind of, milling about. The ship isn't really foundering too much yet. It's, there are people out on deck, kicking a piece of ice around on the deck. There's a band sort of setting up, starting to play. And this flaming mummy leaps onto the deck and kind of just hobbles off, and people sort of scream and get out of its way. What are you guys going to do?
Is there open water on the other side of the deck?
The way I understand it here, and of course, if anybody watching is a Titanic historian and this isn't how it was, sorry, but there's quite a bit of deck before the actual railing in which you would push someone overboard. It is now. I kind of get what you want to leap down there and see if you can sort of push it overboard.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, that's going to be pretty difficult, but you've got a good skill. So why don't you make a D20 roll and add your skill and see how well you're able to do that.
Okay, before I jump down, I just gonna stop, and I'm completely clear and serious, and I look at Rollins, and I'm like, and I point to Mr. Whiskers, and I'm like, you look after him. You promise me?
Of course.
And I jump down, and I'm gonna try and charge the mummy and take her overboard.
Okay, make a D20 roll, add your skill.
I'm gonna double check what my skill is so I don't hurt myself. 5 is my skill. Come on. Okay, so I got 20.
Okay,
With my skill.
you are able to, with enough momentum, you're gonna I'm gonna say you're gonna tweak your ankle a little bit when you hit the deck.
Yeah.
But you're the adrenaline's going. This is kind of what you do.
Yeah.
So you run and are able to smack into her, and she kind of flips over the railing and falls into the sea below. But you need to make another D20 roll with the skill to see if you can catch yourself as you start to fly overboard.
So I'm flying, yeah. And if I do go over, my last thought is of Mr. Whiskers. I got a 15 total with my skill.
Okay, so that's not good enough to halt yourself before you go over, but you're hanging on to the railing.
Okay.
What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'll haul ass over to him and try to pull him up.
Okay.
I will go and see if there's not a flotation device nearby and just get ready to throw it to him in case he falls.
Yeah.
No, your job is Whiskers.
I still have him.
You notice there are three or four life jackets in here that aren't being used because
Mhm.
the
I'll snag one.
Boat.
Actually, he's big. I'll snag 2.
Okay, so you snag 2. Andrew, what are you doing?
Running over to Chandler and try to help pull him up.
Are you
so he
gonna
doesn't
jump
fall in the
down, or
water.
are you gonna go down and like run around and try to get
I'll
over there?
I'll jump down.
Okay, make a D20 roll. Add your. I'm not gonna let you add your skill because you're not an
I'm
athlete.
not. Yeah, I'm not an athlete. 11.
Okay, so you tweak your ankle pretty bad, but you're able to hobble over there. And there are a couple other. There's a crew member and a passenger that will help you pull Chandler up. And they're like, "What the hell was that thing?"
It was a bear on fire for the circus.
Huh?
Yeah, totally. There's circus.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go with that.
At that moment, one of the somebody with a bullhorn announces that just as a precaution, they're going to start loading people in the lifeboats, women and children only. And
I'm going to go back and retrieve my gun.
okay. Chandler, you're okay. You can walk normally. Andrew, while Gary is no longer stuttering, you do have a little bit of a limp now.
We both have a limp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mine's worse because I'm not a good athlete. You can literally walk it off.
Play through the pain.
Things sort of seem to be happening rapidly. You notice the boat is starting to lift a little bit, and it seems weird. Like this isn't supposed to happen to that, but
Oh boy.
people are just starting to sort of realize that this isn't a drill. What are you guys gonna do?
Well, I've got 2 life vests. I'll hand one over, and maybe we should find more of these.
Okay.
Yeah.
You probably have some in your rooms.
Yeah. Make sure Mr. Whisk's all right, and see if there are any. I'm pretty sure they might have had some inflatables on board. I'm not sure.
Well, these life vests are pretty small. They're a little tight for me, so I'm expecting Rollins and Gary to wear them.
Yeah. It's also we don't want to be in that water.
It looks cold, but good for
Alright.
putting out flaming mummies.
All right, so 3 guys and a cat. I want to see if we can find a boat that is not as crowded and maybe has attendants that are kind of lax in who gets on or don't really care.
Okay. Yeah, there is something about this in here. Okay, because
Nope.
it's starting to. Let's see here. I'm gonna make this roll. Andrew, call high or low.
I'm going high. I've always gone high. I'm not going to stop.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 12. So there's a couple of people on the port side where you guys are, and what's his name? Rollins goes to grab some life vests. You were looking for a boat, and everyone you go to on that side is just, I'm sorry, women and children only. And you find it kind of, people are starting to get a little upset because they're putting the boats down like half full.
Right.
But yeah, they're not letting any men on.
All right. I go to one of the boats that are lowering down that are half full, and look to the gentleman like, so think we should jump it?
Why don't we just make a raft? I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of floatable items around here. We can make our own.
Okay, you're going to make a raft?
How about we check the other side of the boat? There is the other side with boats.
I mean, you guys can make a raft if you want to. That's fine.
Let's exhaust all our options before we go to raft building.
What is Chandler doing?
I'm not feeling good about the situation. So okay. Hear me out before you judge, and I'm gonna find like a 10-year-old girl that's getting on the lifeboat, and be like, "Hey, little girl, can you look after my friend, Mr. Whiskers? He's the most important cat on this boat."
Oh, yes, of course. Of course. I'll take Mr. Whiskers. Thank you.
All right, and look after him well, please. Obviously,
Okay.
I'd pick someone who looks like they've got some money and who will feed the cat.
Yeah, this is a very impeccably dressed young woman. She has her she's kind of sleepy, being woken up out of a slumber to get on this lifeboat. She has a kind of a puffy life jacket, and she gets along well with the cat. The cat kind of looks back at you. Meow.
Don't forget me, Mr. Whiskers.
Okay.
And then when the boat is like down and it's only half full, I'm gonna offer to like drop Gary and Rollins into the boat over the edge. I'll lower them down.
Well, what about you?
How are you going to lower them down?
There's got to be a rope or something, right? Or if they just get like a few feet down, I can just hold them on their arm.
Okay. High or low, make a luck roll.
If they want this.
Like, I want to check the other side because I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave Chandler alone.
What about you, Rollins? Do you want to go? Do you want to take it? I'll help you get on the boat. or I'll try and help you get on the boat.
No, that would look so bad for the press. I mean, these boats are for the women and children only. I'm sure we can hobble something together from up here. Keep in mind that at this point, Rollins is quite drunk because he's been drinking all day.
Okay. Do I still need to make a luck roll then if I'm not lowering them?
No.
Okay.
All right. Save that
follow
luck
their
roll
lead.
for. Let's check the other side. I'm guessing this was port or starboard, so we'll go to starter portboard.
Okay. You decide to take a shortcut through the interior of the boat to get to the other side, and you see several people dressed in top hat and cane, just like sipping cognac, talking like nothing is going on. You just run through to
Sucks
the
to be
other
them.
side. I'm sorry?
Sucks to be them. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So you go to the other side. Andrew, high or low? And I will make this luck roll.
Go high. I'm not going to abandon it.
Okay.
I won't leave it. Go off for cigarettes and never return.
Okay. And I would like you to you find one guy who is you see he's let a few men on a boat. It's almost full. What do you say?
Rollins, you're a good talker. What do you think?
I'm looking around for like barrels and planes.
Oh, you do have the gun. Maybe like subtly show it off in your jacket.
Okay. I assume you're trying to get us seats aboard this vessel.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I will go down and just talk and see if we can secure a couple of seats.
I'm just going to get on the boat.
He looks, wait a second here. We're almost full. What are you doing?
Getting on the boat. There's room for 3 of us. And so we're getting on it.
Yeah, it's almost full, not full. And I'm injured. That's not we're not women or children, but
he can look at
counts for
you.
something.
You're clearly injured. Yes, you can get on.
Okay.
You? I don't know. I don't like your attitude. He points at you, Chandler.
What
He's
about
already
him? I spoke
on.
to Rollins. He's soused. He needs to go on. He can't make clear decisions. I'm just kind of pushing him towards the boat.
I could just grasp a barrel. If you just help me push it over the edge here, Chandler, it'll be fine.
I'm just going to push him into the
stay on
boat
the
now.
boat.
Okay, so you push Rollins in the boat?
Yeah. Just so he gets in the boat.
Okay. So he gets kind of pissed off and goes, all right, lower the boat. You're not getting on.
Fine, I'll take the next one.
Okay. Make a...
Chandler. Oh.
Okay. Call high or low, Chandler.
Low.
Okay,
Always
I
low.
will make the roll. 42. He will so all right. Now they lower the boat. Rollins and Gary, get down to the water, and it starts floating away from the ship that is obviously sinking now. And
This guy who lowered the boat, did he do the actual lowering of the boat?
well, there were a couple of crew members that helped with the winch and lowered it down.
Okay. So where's the other boat? I ask him. Where's the next lifeboat?
They're bringing it up and basically putting it out over the water and getting ready to lower people down.
Okay.
The ship it's very obviously sinking now, and people are starting to get sort of rambunctious. I want you to make another. Matter of fact, I'm going to let you roll this one. Call high or low, and roll a d100.
Low. 36.
Okay. So people are shouting. People are basically when people start to get into the boat, they start fighting to see who's gonna get on the boat. What do you do when that starts to happen?
I'll break them up, and if someone's being unreasonable and won't calm down, I'll just pull them out of the boat. Because I assume I'm one of the bigger people here.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll for that because these are like scrawny little rich people. You can toss most of them over. But yeah.
Yes. So if I'll say that there's a boat here.
They're all
anyone
well
that wants-
behaved.
Yeah, anyone that wants on the boat can get on the boat
Okay.
until there's no room. But if you act up, you're getting tossed overboard.
So we're gonna so you're able to get lowered down.
Okay.
And pretty soon after you get down and you start going away, the ship breaks in half
Holy fuck.
and part of it goes down. The other half kind of plunges in. Let's see, between Rollins and Andrew, you guys make luck. One of you guys make a luck roll.
All you, Andrew.
All right, going high.
Okay.
I roll it.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
This will be bad if you don't make it.
Oh fuck. 11.
Oh man.
Yeah, your boat starts to get sucked down and it capsizes. Kelly, make a D20 or not D20. I'm sorry. Call high or low. Roll D100.
We're gonna stay low. 1.
Okay.
Oh jeez.
Can't get much lower than that.
So, well, when you get down, when your boat reaches the water, you get a couple of the guys that don't look like they're too puny to help you row and push the boat farther away, and you're able to get out of the range. They're not, so they both go overboard. I'm going to have you guys since we're sort of at time, I'm going to have each of you guys make a luck roll to see whether you are picked up.
All right, so
from the wreckage.
I'm going to choose high. 52.
Nice.
Oh,
All right,
You are
can-
picked up. You
Can
are
Can I
back-
do something? Can I do something fun?
Yes.
All right, so this is my other character, the explorer survivalist dude. Okay, so that's going to end up being a 13 for him. So what I want to say is like he has lashed together a bunch of barrels and doors, and he has because he's got survival. He's made himself an oar, but more precisely, he's taken on food stores and he's got his little hibachi and he's sitting there making a steak. When he sees Rollins' hand in the water, so he'll reach down and he'll pull Rollins out.
He recognizes you, so yeah, he'll let you come on board. Andrew,
All right.
let's do call high or low. And
I live by high, I die by high. Rolling high. Ah, 10.
Okay. You're able to hang on to a piece of a floating barrel or something, and you start to lose consciousness as like at first the water is just unbelievably cold.
Well, it makes it's good for my twisted ankle at least.
It stops hurting after a while, and then you just kind of fade out, and and sorry you didn't make it. And
Oh,
that, ladies and germs, is our adventure.
All right. Oh,
Interesting.
man.
I like the system. I don't know. I always feel like I need to. I don't think I knew the adventure as well, but I think I had a lot of fun doing this.
I think this is a great system to use to run any kind of like one shot or small story
Yeah.
arc of any Call of Cthulhu module, just because it's so simple on the system.
It's easy to just figure. It's not hard to just do stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. So yeah, I appreciate y'all playing.
All right. Oh,
Yeah,
can I do one more luck roll to see if my notes survive to be passed on to?
Yes, do it.
All right, come on. Going high. 83.
Okay. So,
all right.
As Rollins and your companion float away on the raft, you notice that he has this like sort of journal and notes and stuff that was written by your buddy Gary, who you have no idea what happened. He was in the boat when you guys went down. Haven't seen him, but yeah, you've got his notes.
Yes, and you go to my address. All notes go to my young son, Larry.
Okay.
Larry
Awesome.
Steiner.
Awesome. Well, that was fun.
That was awesome. I thought you were going to tie it into who was the big shot director that did the sinking of the Titanic and the raising.
Oh yeah, Larry has.
Cameron.
Okay, yeah. There we go.
You buy the lights from young Larry. He gets a cut of the profit from the movie you make out of this. Of course, you should. He suggests that you leave out the Titanic because it'd be like somebody making a horror movie with 9/11 a few years after it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
9/11 themed horror movie. All
right. Oh, that was the Eldritch Hack. Can be found on Drive-Thru RPG right now. Here, I'll stream a banner for it again. There, you can pick up the game there. A rules light horror RPG by Dan Masters and Dungeon University Press. Quite a fun game. Highly recommended to pick it up. And that's Bill. What do you got going on the rest of the week? Anything?
Well, let's see. I'm here on Fridays and Tuesdays, sometimes Sundays. I think there's a BX game tomorrow night. Every other week, I'm running Lost City Baracus. This Sunday, I'll be running what I think will be the finale of part 2 of the Splinters of Faith campaign. And I've got my own campaign starting up soon using Swords and Wizardry, and I'm going to run the new Greg Gillespie dungeon, Dwaro Deep. So, yeah, got all that going on.
Stuff. And as you said, we have this Friday, we've got some BX Dungeons and Dragons going on, playing in the Mystara universe. Saturday, we've got some Cyberpunk Red new campaign. So we have the second episode in it. Sunday will be Shadowrun using the Champions Now system. So there's a lot of gaming going on this week. And I don't believe Kelly and Andrew and either of you do streaming or anything you want to plug.
I got nothing, but thank you.
I got nothing.
Okay. Well, we don't have a lot of people watching on the channel right now, but for those that are there, if you'll hang on for just a moment, and we are going to raid Dion, one of our usual members of our game.
That's right. Yeah, he's streaming tonight.
So here we go.
All right.
Okay.
There he is. All right. Well, thanks.